So that's why the idea came to me, so we should at least get some benefit from my at least some expertise in this area, so that you can deload yourself with all the stresses and whatever problems you are having in this new normal phase. COVID-19 is going on already, so we are going to discuss few things about it. Okay, so first of all, physical fitness. If we talk about physical fitness, what does it mean is your body system should be able to work efficiently with all in your daily activities without having any extra load or without having any extra energy expenditure. So in that case, you are saying you are fit for the work. So that is important aspect, because everyone is sitting nowadays for a long time on computers. Even when there would be physical classes also, you have to sit in the classroom and maybe taking lectures, or maybe stand and use the blackboard. So in that cases, there are a lot of stresses the academicians are having, which has to be actually counter of. You have to take care of your body mechanics as well as your regular activities also. So we'll concern about that. Okay. So what would be the objectives of this lecture would be like, first we try to understand what is normal and abnormal load on the body when you opt any posture, maybe any awkward posture or some normal posture, how the load body load is going to be have an effect on the body mechanics and everything. Apart from that, we'll have some awareness about alignment as well as posture, how what is your good posture, what is bad posture, and how you should sit, how you can minimize your energy expenditure or load on the joints. That we'll talk about it. And in the later part, we'll try to have some implication part of these all mechanics, as well as I will give you some tips how to be fit in normal day-to-day activities while doing this stuff on online. Okay, so if there's any query, you can ask me in the last. There's no issues. We'll discuss, have an open discussion. So in first hour, we'll try to understand about this load and mechanics and posture. And in second lecture, we will have some active exercising group, in which I hope everyone has to participate actively doing some exercises. Okay, so looking forward to it. So what is the philosophy behind this? Because everywhere right now it's ultra tech, modern technology. Everyone is using online teaching, and there's a lot of mental work as well as physical work, because you have to sit for longer time, and you need to adjust so much schedules. And there's a lot of mental work as well as physical work, because you have to sit for longer time, and you need to adjust so much schedules. So sitting for a longer time over a computer, it's a kind of monotonous activity. And you are, when you're sitting for this and adopting this posture, basically your body get tense, and so much tension accumulates in your muscle and so in joints, and that is going to have some kind of pain might be. Okay, so what we're trying to focus in this lecture would be how to minimize these things, how to regulate your normal activity apart from your teaching, and with the help of some few exercise program, some body awareness postures and everything. Okay, apart from this, there's if a body has to work in that, you body should be able to cope up the stress. So your strength level, your endurance level, or your overall capacity of the body should match your load capacity, whatever load you are taking. Load, I mean to say, whatever it's kind of, you can say, stress while teaching, while having sitting for a long time. So all stress. So body has to balance these activities. If your body can balance it, you are fit. If you're not able to balance your stress level as well as your fitness level, it is going to be some causing some issues, some problems. So we are trying to optimize this. There are some few facts are there, that is very actually it's going on research. So many researches already been done on academician as well as IT sectors. So if you talk about it, there are a lot of injuries are going on, and it's a kind of accumulative and cumulative stress. So it's not happening on one day, but over the period of time, when you're sitting for a long time, 3 to 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, it is going to accumulate some kind of stress in the body, and that is causing the injury. You must be feeling like in everyday work, when you feel at the end of the week, you must be tired a little bit, like you're having the neck pain or back pain. Sometimes it's aching. So this is like very common back pain, neck pain, and this is like
Hello, Sarfaraz. Hello, Sarfaraz. I suppose there is some technical problem. He has left the meeting. I will get back.
I think he had left.
Yes, he has left. I am trying to connect to him. Hello?
is it disconnected, ma'am?
Yeah, it got
Maybe
disconnected.
network issue.
Yeah, right now, like, I
Yeah,
can see.
please connect. Okay. Welcome, Sarfaraz. You got disconnected actually. So you please again present the screen. You are on mute. Unmute yourself. Yeah. Go to your PowerPoint. Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, I think I left here. Uh, so I was talking about like there are a lot of problems the academicians can have even in online, whether it's say physical teaching or online teaching. Usually, academician suffers from back pain, neck pain, wrist pain. There was a research already I have done also on this. There's a very like predominancy of some muscular tightness, especially in academician who do jobs, these kind of jobs. So these things are very common: back pain, neck pain, and even over the weekend you can feel it. Once at the end of the weekend, you feel like it's very tiresome, and you feel like maybe some ache and pain in your body. So this is like very alarming sign for you, and you should always consult some, I mean, physiotherapist or some other fitness professionals to get yourself checked done and do some workout accordingly. Okay, so we talk about it mechanics. First we'll talk about a little bit mechanics. What happen if your body is loaded in awkward positions? So if you say in the first A diagram, this is like sitting erect position. The body weight is aligned, it is going nicely, But when you sit a little bit in awkward position, maybe in forward bending, like in B example, or C, that is reclining backside. What is happening in this case? You got because of the load of the body, it is going to strain at your back, and there are a lot of chances to get the back pain. So whenever you are sitting, even in the class, so you have to be, you try to maintain your posture erect. That is the first learning from this lecture. I would like to say you should learn this, because what happened when we talk on the lectures, even we just try to look forward and go into the slides. That is, that happens, and it's like a usual thing. But what we need to do is we need to make a reminder for ourselves. Okay, we need to sit straight, and we need to look forward. So that is the thing. uh, by this just simple modification, you can avoid a lot of stress on your back as well as whole body. So that is going to prevent your low back pain in the future. Let's look at the second thing. This is like postures, different postures we can opt. Like in normal posture, when you sit erect or when we standing erect, what is happening? There's the head is around 12 pounds. It is having the load of this that goes in the midline of the body. But when we have some awkward postures like walking chain, or might be something stooping posture, in that cases your body weight, your head, because of there is a body mechanics, if you talk about liver system, it is going to be very heavy, and it is going to have some strain on your neck part. And it is very usual cause of your neck pain. Maybe in most of the cases, what I have seen in the patients, like they usually complain, I don't have any trauma, I didn't lift anything heavy, but still I got the neck pain. Why? Then the next question I ask, what is your occupation? Might be it's a computer IT sector person, or might be a person who's dealing with computer for longer hours. And it's very common for them to sit in a little bit awkward posture, maybe in forward chin posture, or maybe in, because sometimes it's a kind of stoop posture, because when you work for a long time, it's a tendency of the human being. You just try to be closer just to make a view clear. So in that cases, there's a normal awareness of how these things can increase your and predominance of neck pain, can prevent your neck pain also. So always be aware, if you're sitting like this, straight, erect, the body load is normal, but when you are stooping forward, looking like your chin is going more forward, in that cases, it is going to have more and more stress on your neck, and it is going to have, your neck is going to be have fatigue very easily. And later on, it's going to subsequently is going to convert in neck pain cases. Sometimes you must have heard about the disc prolapse. Okay, so that is also because it might happen over a period of time. The stress is accumulating, and that is going to have a very bad effect on your neck and spine. So this is the second thing you should take care of whenever, even these kind of postures. Sometimes it is kind of a postural adaptation, and because of that, what happened? Gradually, it become your habit to sit in that position. Even in kids, you can see in this right now. School going children, they are taking online classes also right now. So it's for everyone. It's not only for you. It's for your kids. It's for your parents. Everyone has to take care of these things, small things, but very important, because this can lead to a big trouble in the future. It's another important and very popular item like texting. So texting, if you see, it's a normal mechanics I'm talking about. What is it? If you're sitting straight and texting at the head, is there's a stress about 10 to 12 pounds. If you're going bending forward, and in second you can see there's only 50 pounds, and if you're going too much bending in the neck, then it's going to be 60 pounds weight. So overall, what is happening when you're going from normal to neck bending posture. This is going to increase load on your spine. So in body structure, every joint, muscle, ligaments, everything has its own capacity. So if you're doing it for longer time, I'm not saying this is going to happen in one day. So if it is a habit for you and you're doing it for maybe 2 months, 3 months, so over the period of time, what is going to happen? Your load bearing capacity of your joint, muscles, ligament is going to be decreased. Why? Because they are abnormally stressed every day, and this is called text neck. One of the important right now research is also going on this text neck syndrome, and it's very popular in youngsters because right now everyone has access to mobiles. So this is another small cue how you can decrease the load on your body. Even simple adopting a normal posture can decrease a lot of trouble in the future. So this is another piece of information I would like to share with you. The next thing is we're talking about like ergonomics now. That is your basic alignment. What are the laws of ergonomics? So ergonomics is basically it's a word Greek word that is ergon and nomos. That ergon means work and nomos means laws. So what are the laws of work you should follow? And that is actually applicable not in daily living activity, even in sports, even in your sports activity, everywhere it is applicable. So the main mechanics and principle behind it is how to minimize the stress while doing your work, whether it's a daily living activity or your occupation or sports activity. So how you can minimize the stress, which posture you should adopt, how joints should be placed, and these things you need to learn over the period of time gradually. Okay, so I will give you some tips how we can minimize the stress, how you have to sit, how what are things you should do to minimize the stress on the body so that it is not causing harm in the near future. So right now it's a lot of theories going on, not to worry about it, we'll try to implicate it later on. Okay, so ergonomics principles basically is it allows us to adopt posture in different ways in a healthy and safe way. So like if you see, if you are having so many clutters, you are not getting exactly space and you have to shrink yourself. In that cases, there are a lot of problems may happen. You should be having a proper and efficient space, and a lot of things there are a lot of principles are there how to put your things and on your table also, like tables and on your table your keyboard how it should be placed, where should be the mouse, and if you are having some general stuff also where it should be placed, so that even this simple changes can decrease a lot of stress on your body and decrease your energy consumption. So that is very very important. Even if somebody is suffering from some clinical condition, for them it is like a very miracle because they can conserve energy with the help of ergonomic principles, especially for your asthmatic patients and COPD patients. If somebody is suffering from that, they need more of energy conservation, and that can be done with the help of ergonomic principles also. So we'll have some idea about it. Okay. So like simple lifting technique, you say, like if you want to lift your books or if you want to lift something, and how you should lift. So very bad idea is you have to just bending forward and lifting it. If you are doing a proper technique, if you're sitting and then lifting it, like you can see proper lifting technique in image, this is how you can minimize the stress on your spine, and there will be very very less chances of getting the low back pain. So these are the simple cues which you can utilize even in daily activities. Even suppose if you are even if you want to do some suppose you are trying to teach on your physical classes also, and you are standing, okay, and on the blackboard you need to write it down. So what kind of posture you should adopt? In that cases, if you are taking, suppose where you going for very high end, so your shoulder and elbow level should be in the same level almost. Your elbow should not be stretched too much high in that cases, so you can minimize the stress on your shoulder in that case. So these are some simple steps where you can actually decrease the stress on the body, and you can avoid the pain. And maybe with cumulative stress, it is going to be more painful. Okay, like simple activity, sitting, how you should sit. This is the typical ideal basically posture, how you are going to sit in a chair. Usually what happen, you can see in this picture, the person is sitting erect with the back is supported and the body is almost supported and thighs, most of the part of the thighs supported. So this exact information even useful for your, if you're opting a chair, suppose you're going to buy a chair, what kind of chair you should look for. So you have to take up chair that supports your spine almost all over, and that is going to have a good support on thigh also. And you should have a proper footrest also. If your foot is in hanging position, it is going to have more and more stress, and over the period of time, and at the end of the day, you're going to be more tired. So if you have a proper footrest and body is properly aligned, neck, head, your torso, your back is on the same line, it is going to have very relaxed posture. Your body is not going to have very easily fatigue. So these things come with you over the practice. You have to remind yourself every time. It's not a one day task. Today I have learned how to sit. Today I have learned how to lift the things. Today I have learned how to stand. Everything I have learned. But next day again, because it's my habit, maybe because of habit, you're going to stoop forward. You're going to sit in awkward positions. So what you need to do every day, you have to remind yourself these principles. Then only it become as habit. Once it's become habit, you don't have to remind yourself. It's automatic reaction of the body itself, and you will feel it. There's a lot of difference you can feel when you're opting a good posture and with proper ergonomic principles, and when you're not feeling. So that is how we have to train ourselves. It's our responsibility to take care of our body. Nobody is going to take care of it. I can tell you a lot of stuffs. I can tell you a lot of exercises, program, this you need to do. But ultimately, this is you who has to perform this. And you need to remind yourself, you have to train yourself, you have to do exercise actively. So this is kind of your active participation of what I need from this point of view. We'll talk about some postures also. These are some postures usually we adopt while standing. Few people stand, it's a little bit exaggerated postures. It's not like exactly same, but just to make you feel, some people stand like, in first you can see sway back posture, stand like they are hanging behind. Some people stand with lot of lordosis, that is we call lumbar lordosis. Some people stand with stooping posture, rounded. Some people stand with so much neck forward. And what is left, right, last one is good posture. So this is how you should stand. This is like, okay, I got few patients who says, okay, I'm standing this from last 30 years, but it nothing happened to me. Now why it's happened to me? Why there is a pain? Because I'm standing from last 30 years like this only. So this is like if you're standing like any upward posture, suppose you take a thoracic kyphosis, you're stooping posture, suppose, and you're standing, you are making a habit over a period of time, maybe 20 years, 30 years after later on, because aging is also going on. You are getting older day by day. So always there is some degeneration is going on inside the body. Body capacity is going to be down over the period of time. And because of your abnormal loading, we have already seen the loading process. So if it is a this is a kind of abnormal loading, in that cases what is happening, there's a lot of stress on the joints and ligaments are going to be laxed. They are not going to take care of your body. So what is happening after the age of 50 years, 40, 50 years, it becomes like cumbersome. It pains a lot, maybe over the period of time. In the weekends you get the pain. So this is happening started your back pain, neck pain episodes now. So this is how we can take care of yourself, your body, just adopting a simple good posture. It good posture is stay erect, and your shoulder should be a little bit behind, straight, and your spine should be almost in same line, like neck and your waist should be in same line. So this is how you can modify a little bit posture. Few muscles we need to train definitely. There are a lot of exercises to correct the posture. That few things we'll talk about it in next session also. So that you need to opt apart from your reminders. Okay. So take care of your posture. If you are opting any these kind of postures, try to correct yourself. If you feel like, or if your colleague is feeling like, okay, you are not standing normal, so please tell your colleague also, please try to opt up good posture. So that is going to help each and everyone, because self-awareness comes when your surrounding people tell you there's some change in you. Otherwise, sometimes what happens, it becomes over a period of time. It's a very long time. You don't feel like you are doing something wrong with your body. So please, it's one of my requests also. Please tell your colleagues also if it is something is going wrong with their body, on posture, their own image. So please correct that. So in this picture, if you talk about, there are so many things are there. The person is working on the computer like we do. We take classes and we have a lot of stuffs on my desk also. But what is wrong in that? So many stuffs are wrong. You can see keypad angle. The keypad angle is here. This is like the person is not sitting front. He's sitting a little bit on sideways, and the keypad angle is like flat. Okay, so this is how you over the period of time you get the stress at the wrist, and wrist pain is very common, especially if somebody is having thyroid. In that cases it is very become prominent, and there's a lot of pains and aches. Sometimes it may lead to your carpal tunnel syndrome, and that is you feel like pain in this wrist and hand. You feel weakness also. So this is happening. This is called cumulative stress syndromes. So this does not happen on the one day. It is going to happen over the period of time, because you are taking the same thing, you are adopting the same posture for longer time, for longer years. And this is how it is going to have a bad effect on your body. The next thing you can see, monitor position. The monitor is not in front. I'm sitting front. But monitor, if I sit like this is going to have constant strain on my neck. So that is another thing you should take care of. Always keep your monitor in front. The next thing you can see, lightning. There is no proper lightning. Light is too much far actually. So if there is no proper lightning, if I need to look something, what I will do, I will stoop and try to look forward and try to look just to make it clear. So that is going to have a very big impact on my body posture also. Because every time I have to look forward, I have to bend forward and check the things to make it clear. So proper lighting is very, very important to minimize the stress even on your body. Next thing, mouse position. The mouse is very far actually. In this picture you can see. So every time you need to stretch your hands, you need to hold it. And so what is happening? There's a constant stress is going on your shoulder. You're doing nothing. You are not done any exercises. You're not lifted anything heavy. But still, your muscles are always acting rest. So getting rest is very important. Your body should not be getting overworked. given unaccustomed load. So if I'm doing it for every day, my shoulders muscles are acting. Every muscles is active and they are trying to hold this position for longer time over holding. So if I'm repeating this task every day, what is going to happen? It is going to give you some kind of shoulder pain or neck pain in cases. Footrest. So footrest, I told you already. Here in this picture, the foot is hanging actually. So I have to actively actually use my muscles to hold my position. So if I have a proper footrest, my legs are relaxed. There's no extra work is going on from my muscles, leg muscles. So even I sit for a long time, I feel my lower body is at least relaxed. There's no tension in this. Next is your foot this, your shoulder. You can see thigh position. If your thigh position is like is supported in it's not supported in this picture. If it is well supported, so what is going on? The whole thighs, the area, surface area of your body is going to increase, and that is going to minimize the stress. It's going to dissipate the stress all over this. So fatigue is going to be very less. So you can see even sitting in a little bit awkward position can create a lot of tension in so many muscles. Your neck muscles, your wrist, your thigh, your foot. And when you finish your task at the end of the day, you feel like tired. You did nothing. You have not lifted anything heavy, but still you feel tired. The whole body is having ache, some kind of ache. Why? Because your posture was not correct. Your sitting arrangement was not correct. So just correcting few things is going to improve your lot of stuff. You can minimize the stress on your body, and this is over the period of time going to actually make a good habit also if you're taking correcting it. So another thing, there's one more thing, back support. You can see the person is sitting a little bit in front. He's not actually utilizing the back support. So always there is a constant muscle work is going on. When you're sitting, if I'm sitting on taking the back rest, my back muscles are relaxed. When I'm going forward, my back muscles are working to make you erect, make you sit like normal. So always there's some activation is going on inside the muscles. And that muscles, of course, everything has a capacity. The muscles cannot contract for longer time. They need rest also to replenish the energy. So after prolonged sitting, you can have a back pain also in this case. So just taking care of few things like this, you're going to be okay. You are sitting erect, you have a back support because you have a very good mouse and it is very close to you. Your shoulders are going to relax, your wrist is going to relax. You will not have the strain on the eyes also because computer screen is at least at the level of your eye. That is also there. Apart from that, you have a foot rest that is going to relax your foot and thigh. So there are very minimum chances to get. So what you are trying in this, you are trying to decrease the overload of the body. And in addition to this, if you're going to do some exercises, you're going to be have a perfect fitness. There's no problem at all. And if there's already developed some pain and aches, you should go for some more exercises and you can get yourself okay. Okay. So what to do? We'll learn this thing in the next lecture, I hope. So this was about like how stress is playing role, how your alignment and posture is playing role to create some kind of pain and aches in your body. So if you understand this, of course, you're going to remind yourself to correct your posture, to check the alignment of yours, your colleagues also, and how you sit, how you work, everything you have to keep in mind. Okay, so that is overall make your task actually half. this is going to decrease the load. Now what you need to do is, the next step is, you need to increase the capacity of the body. You need to increase your stamina, maybe sitting stamina or standing stamina. And there are some specific exercises that is decrease going to relax your more muscles that you need to perform. And this is how you can have a better, you know uh, lifestyle, even in occupation, for sitting long time. Okay, thank you so much. So this was about a little bit theory. I hope everyone had got few things. If you have any queries, we can have some session.
There is a question in the chat box.
Okay. Okay. Height of sitting chairs. Okay. There's one question from Ms. Yasmin Khanam. Can you put some light on heights of sitting chairs? Okay. Sitting height of sitting chairs actually depends on exactly your heights also. Okay. How tall you are. So the height should be like that. If it is a flexible one, like kind of, you can decrease the height or increase the height. In that cases, you should take the chair which when you sit, your foot should be on the floor. If it is not reaching on the floor, your foot is not reaching on the floor, you can use footstool in that cases. Okay, so that is the optimum height of the chair actually. So if you are sitting on this, your foot should be properly placed and having good rest on the floor. If you already purchased one, then you can utilize a footstool also. You can, one footstool, you can put your foot on that and you can relax your foot. Ideal footrest, it's a it's like kind of, you can have a slope inclined one, inclined footrest. That is the ideal one because that is the neutral position of your foot. If you're taking a flat footrest, in that condition, what is happening again? Your foot, some foot muscles are again working. It is not the ideal position. So take a footrest which is having inclined position. So you can put your foot on that. So it is going to be have a proper rest. There's one question again from Somadatta Banerjee. Genes play a role in physical fitness, and it is primarily posture that may be vulnerable. No, it's actually both things. Okay, genes definitely play a good role in physical fitness, but the majority portion, if you talk about your posture, and that is going to help you out in this. Everybody is not, genes means, if you're going to excel in some kind of sports or some kind of very highly active individual, in that cases gene is going to be actually having very dominant role. Otherwise, in day-to-day activity, if you are taking care of your posture, you are having good alignment postures, and you're taking care of few muscles, in that cases it is going to be actually well, keep, you can keep well yourself. There's no problem with that. There's another question from Raghivendra Misra. Length of the sitting chair, yes, this is length of the sitting chair should be, when you sit on the chair, your thigh should be properly supported. At least you can say two-third portion of your thigh should be properly supported. It should not be very short. So you should be having a proper space for thigh. If your thigh is at least two-third length of your thigh is going to be supported on chair, that is basically a very good chair for you because it is going to relax your whole lower body. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so is it possible to have edema in feet after joining regular work life after a gap of few months during work from home? uh, for edema, if I talk about If you're going for regular activities, like if you're sitting for longer time here, and like right now everyone is doing work from home, and after that they're going for physical work. So edema is like may happen if you are not doing your regular walking activities. Okay, in that case, what is happening in that case, when you sit for longer time, your overall circulation is sometimes goes down. And if you're having some associated issues, clinical conditions, in that condition it is more actually. So in that cases, what you need to do, you keep your regular morning walk or evening walk, whether you're doing work from home or you're doing going office every day. So that is mandatory because you need to keep your circulation okay. And if you're sitting for longer time, it's a kind of immobility. You are not moving too much. So in that condition, your circulation get diminished, and what happened over the period of time, it produce and basically cause the edema part also. Okay. There's one more question: how long can a person sit on a stretch? Ideally, if you talk ideal position, you should not sit more than 30 minutes to 1 hour at a stretch. But most of the time, it's not possible. So what you can do, you can take a frequent breaks. Okay, even when you get even half an hour or 1 hour, if you're getting a break, just walk for 2 minutes. That is a very good stress reliever. Sit for 1 hour, walk for at least 2 minutes, again sit if you're doing some kind of work. So that is a kind of frequent breaks are needed, because if you're adopting a certain posture for long time, whether it's sitting position or standing position, whatever position you're adapting for longer time, this is going to accumulate the stress. So what you need to break the position, break the posture. So just frequently, if you are sitting for long time, walk for 2 minutes. If you're standing for long time, sit for 2 minutes. It's a kind of you're breaking the prolonged posture for certain time period, so that stress can be relieved and body can opt normal. Okay, if a person sitting for longer, when should get? Yeah, I already told this. I think treadmill is good for physical fitness. Okay, treadmill is one of the way for mobility. You are going for walk, you are going for morning walk, or you're going for treadmill. These are certain modes of training. Okay, you can opt even simple walking is better. So if you have a treadmill, then well and good, because you have a lot of parameters. You can see the timing, how much time you have walked, how much distance you have walked, and how much energy you have consumed. Everything you can have a data, and that data is going to give you progression. Like today, suppose I have walked for 30 minutes. Next day, I can target 32 minutes or 35 minutes walk. So this is how I can progress over the day by day. So that's the best way to track your progression basically. Otherwise, if you don't have treadmill also, there's no problem. You can go for morning walk, you can go for evening walk. That is also good. That is as same as good as for treadmill. But in treadmill and this, the main thing is there's some certain data you can take. You can track your progression also. That is the thing. Apart from that, there's one. Yes, there's another question. Impact of table height in case of sitting workstation for a dynamic work such as writing. Okay, so in case of writing, suppose you are writing and you are a writer or author, you have to write. So if you are using pen and paper, suppose in that cases, your table height should be like that. Your shoulder should not be shrunking. It should be a little bit down. Should not be too much down, but the shoulders should be relaxed. If I'm keeping my hands on the table and my shoulders are shrugging here like this, in that condition, my table height is too much. So shoulders should be relaxed. That much height the table should be having, whether you are using laptop or whether you are using the pen and paper also in that condition. Okay. Apart from that, there's one more question. Okay. So just a simple daily workout routine every person can follow. So we'll have one thing. We'll have few things in the next session right now. Okay. I will see you some. I will show you some stuff that you can do on daily life, even in your workplace. Few things that you can do on your chair only. Okay, you don't have to get up. Few things you can do in your office, and you can relieve your stress. That's the main objective of this presentation that we'll do in the next lecture. Okay, so there's another actually kind of you can say practical question. If I'm sitting 90-degree angle, there is a change to have fatigue in my biceps or triceps or on my hand. So of course, texting is like text neck I talked about. If if a person, it's not like okay, I'm texting for 2 minutes and it's going to have so much impact. If you are opting any awkward posture for a long time, mind it. It might be 15 minutes or 30 minutes. You will feel like everybody has its own capacity. Sometimes what happened within 15 minutes, I feel tired. Sometimes what happened with after 30 minutes, I feel tired. So every individual has different capacity, different endurance, stamina. Okay, so muscles are having different stamina also. So accordingly, if I'm going for very short conversation, it is okay. But in case of your longer conversation, if you're having a habit of texting for longer time, 30 minutes or 40 minutes, in that cases, it is going to hamper you and it is going to have pain in your neck also. Okay, so try to, the main concept of your ergonomics and alignment is break the posture. Whatever posture you have adopted, whether it's sitting, standing, or so you have to break that posture after a certain time, maybe 30 minutes or 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That is the main motive. Okay, so calf stiffness. One more question is there. There's a calf. I have a calf stiffness. What type of exercise? You need to do some kind of stretches. First, we need to look for what kind of stiffness it is and why it is coming. Sometimes it's just because of your overload. Sometimes it's because the muscles are not getting proper support from other muscles. So we need to check it out basically. But still, I will tell you some exercises how to basically make it flexible. Okay, there's one more question. Is it appropriate to sit with legs crossed? So that is very, because even I have one publication also in this, crossing legs. If you are sitting with crossed leg for longer time, you have a chances to develop some tightness in the hips, and that can cause pain that is going down towards the foot. It's very common, and it's very common in academician. This was actually I've guided one research product in this only, and that we have seen this and published in, I think 2016 only. So this is actually, cross leg sitting is not at all recommended, especially if it is a habit. Sometimes for few minutes it is okay, there's no problem, it's a regular sitting, but you don't have to make an habit to sit cross-legged. Okay, 2020 rule of ergonomics. Okay, so there's another question is there. So it's a kind of what you need to do is you need to, I told you one thing simple in ergonomics. What is the rule is you have to avoid prolonged postures, whether it's sitting, whether it's standing, whether it's maybe writing, whatever you are doing. So that you have to do it. That's it. That is going to actually decrease the stress and everything. So everything you can have with ma'am, there's no problem. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope I have answered all the queries. Anything else if you want to ask, you're most welcome. I have few things. I will share my contact number and email ID also. You can contact me. There's no problem. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for these questions. I think at least it is gives some benefit to everyone. And next lecture we'll have some active exercising session. So I hope everybody will be doing some performing some exercises. Okay. So it's a simple exercises. You need to sit, you need to do it, but at least you have to participate in this activity. Okay. So we can have a break or 5 minutes at least.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. Will join us.
So, anyone wants to take a break? Please take a break for 5 minutes. We will again be on our session after 5 minutes. And I would be giving the attendance link. Don't worry, because Sarfaraz will be taking 2 consecutive classes today. So I will be giving the attendance. So don't worry about that.